I'm 16M, the second oldest of four. My older sister, 18, has Down syndrome and is medically complex with complex needs. She also has food allergies. My younger sister, 13, has a host of food allergies and some of them are very serious and she's also on the spectrum. Then we have my younger brother, 11, and he has a lot of medical issues related to food and allergies that go along with it. We always try to make sure places are accessible for them, especially because my older sister is in a wheelchair. This does mean I can be overlooked. It does mean making sacrifices or accepting that things will never be as far as it would be for a kid in a family with less extra special needs. I'm used to not getting my favorite dishes and I'm used to not getting my top pick for vacations because my parents don't think it's accessible enough or autism friendly enough. I'm used to my siblings never getting turned down for that stuff. After a while it became something I expected. I was lucky that my maternal grandparents tried to make up for it when they could, and my best friend's family would also include me in their family for stuff like meals out. My favorite restaurant in our city is this Indian place. My favorite dish is their samosas. I never get to eat there with my parents and siblings, and we never get takeout from there because it's not deemed safe for all my siblings. Sometimes that stinks, especially when my parents proclaim they always get their kids' favorite food from their favorite restaurant for their birthdays each year. This year my parents made a big deal over me turning 16, and they told me to pick my favorite place for us to have a family dinner for my birthday. A family dinner that included extended family. I told them my favorite place, and they told me that wouldn't work. I asked if they wanted my favorite place or a place catered to my siblings. They asked me if I didn't want to cater to my siblings, and I said no. They asked where did I want to go. I said the Indian place. They gave me one of those looks and said they would give me more time to think. A couple of weeks after they asked me where I wanted to eat for my birthday, and I told them my answer had not changed. They asked me if I could really enjoy my birthday knowing it wasn't accessible and safe for my siblings to eat there, and I said yes, since it's meant to be my birthday, and they wanted me to say my favorite restaurant. They told me they would book the family favorite, and went ahead and did that. The family favorite has nothing I actually like, I just tolerate it. They had everything planned, invited everyone, and when the evening came for the dinner I just didn't go. My parents are furious with me. I had everything taken for a week, and they planned to continue the punishment in some way. My grandparents defended me but my parents said I was rude. Ada. I am from Galicia region in Spain that speaks a language that is very similar to Portuguese, and my girlfriend is from Barcelona, which is in Catalonia. She speaks Catalan. We live in Madrid and study here in university. Everyone in Spain speaks Spanish, except for foreigners. Pretty much on a native level from education, media, and exposure. There is no such thing as a Spaniard who only speaks Basque, Catalan, or whatever unless they're 90 plus years old from some small village, and even then they would still know the basics of Castilian Spanish. I know I'm going to get some comments about this. Okay, so here's the conflict. People from Catalonia are often very nationalistic and will sometimes refuse to speak Castilian. I was in Valencia, and some bitch said speak Valencian, a dialect of Catalan, when I asked her for directions in Castilian Spanish. My girlfriend invited me over to her parents' house in Barcelona. They talked amongst themselves for a bit in Catalan. I understood like maybe half or 2/3 of it. They greet me in Catalan, and I say in Castilian I don't speak Catalan, I'm from Galicia. They say something in Catalan to each other which I think was negative. We eat dinner, her sisters and their husbands are there, and are discussing things in Castilian, and they would often say things to each other in Catalan which I thought was rude but I let it go. They kept switching to Catalan during our conversation, and I politely reminded them like 5 times I don't speak Catalan. They would go back to Castilian but then switch back to Catalan. I go outside to take a breath of fresh air, girlfriend joins me, and I ask her what the fuck is her family's problem? Why do they keep excluding me from the conversation? And she says they hate speaking Castilian. I told her that's bullshit. I heard her dad speak in Castilian to someone in Peru during his Zoom meeting. He took a 30-minute Zoom call while I was there, and the mom was preparing food. And not once did he switch to Catalan. We join back and they start asking me my opinion about things. I respond, I ask them questions, and they just respond back in Catalan and respond to each other's responses to that in Catalan, and I just had enough and said I'm leaving now. The food was good but I just can't stand the rudeness. I told you so many times I do not speak Catalan. I don't feel welcome so I'm going, goodbye. And the father says how fucking rude. We prepared such a good meal for you and you are leaving it unfinished. We spent hours on this. They made an entire goose and like 5 side dishes. I said I fucking told you I don't speak Catalan. Why should I be here when you can't even respect me enough to speak in a common language? I never spoke to you in Galician, Portuguese, English, or Romanian. Fuck you assholes. I grabbed my stuff and left. 15 missed calls from GF last night. Stayed at friend's parents' home nearby. HAVNT talked in a day. IDK what to do now. My sister, 24F. And I, 24M. live together. We are pretty social people and run in the same friend group, so we normally have a lot of our friends at our house whenever we can. This particular night we were having a girls' night. I'm one of them gays, so of course I'm invited to every girls' night. One of the girls, 24F, ended up bringing her brother, 20M, because she was going to be driving him somewhere in the morning. It works out since instead of a dining room and living room we have 2 living rooms at each end of the house so we could have our privacy and he can do his own thing. At the end of the night we worked out the sleeping arrangements. We have a couch in each living room, so 2 of the girls claimed those like they usually do. One of the girls shared with my sister and one was going to share with me. We got a blow-up mattress out for the brother. Apparently that wasn't good enough since he has a bad back and wanted a bed instead. The girl sharing with me, being the sweetheart she is, offered up her spot in my bed and she'd sleep on the mattress. He did not like that idea and started bitching about how he's not going to share a bed with a gay guy, and what if he tries something? Oh sweetie, you flatter yourself. Definitely not my type. He suggested he share with my sister, and that was a big no from her, so he had more of a bitch about how bad his back is and yada yada yada. Eventually I just opened up the front door and said, the street's there, you can go sleep in it instead. He ended up sleeping on the floor because I took the blow-up mattress away. Me and my sister personally think he was fishing to share a bed with her. I've gotten quite a bit of backlash from the girl whose brother it is and her friends. Nothing from the other girls there. So Ada, comment with your opinions. Follow the channel. Hit the like button and share if you enjoyed the video.